Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to show you how to make a shirt collar using the length of 18 and a width of 4 inches, as you can see in the video. Alright, so use the stiff neck, but first of all I'm going to measure. I'm already done with the shirt, so I'm just going to measure the neck round to be sure that what I have is 18 inches, because the actual neck measurement is 18 inches. Okay, so as you can see, the shirt is completed already, but so we are going to measure. Starting from this point, just take the tape round the neck. Right, so I'll just identify and be sure that what we have is the actual neck measurement before we go ahead. So right now what I have is 17 inches. Meanwhile, the actual neck measurement is 18 inches. So I'm simply going to expand it a little more, widen the neck a little more rather. Now to do that, it's very easy. You place the shirts together, as you can see in the video, side by side, facing each other. As you can see, make sure that they are placed very equally, as you can see here. Yeah, so once you have done that, then you expand it a little. You understand? Hope you can see. So I'm using my hand to hold it down there so that it doesn't shift or bend one side while I'm cutting it. Yeah, so this is simply how to expand the neck. That's if you measure the neck and what you have is smaller than what the actual neck measurement should be. And usually we make it that way. It is better small than big, remember. So once it is small, we expand it, but once it is big, you cannot adjust it to be small. So while we are cutting the shirt, we don't usually use the actual neck measurement so that we can expand it before fixing it. So now I'm just measuring it again. I'm just measuring it again rather, to confirm that I've gotten exactly what I want. Yeah, so this is right here, 18 inches. As you can see, so easily we just added extra 1 inches to the neck by cutting it. So now that we've confirmed the neck measurement, we can now get back to our stiff neck. Now this stiff neck is going to serve as a format, or the formula, or the base that we are going to draft how exactly we want our neck measurement to be. So as you can see here, I'm folding it into 2 equal parts. Which means 18 divided by 2 now give me 9 inches. Okay, hope you can see that. So now I'm simply going to draft it. Now first of all, I'm marking 1¼ inches. This will serve as the down part of the, so the 1¼ inches is the down part, and I'm also marking 1½ inches from this other end. Hope you can see that. Yeah, so at this point I'm also marking 1½ inches just to have a straight line there. Yeah, so at this point you can make it curvy or bend anyhow you want it to look like. Okay, at the back I'm taking out ½ inches. Then I'm simply just going to slant it and bring it up to meet the other end, just as you can see in the video. And so this is like the easiest way of drafting a neck collar. Okay, so now you can see now that it's getting the shape of a shirt collar. Now I'm simply just covering the front a little bit. Bear in mind that at this point the stiff neck bears anyhow the shape, the actual shape you want your shirt to carry. That's how we are going to draft it on the stiff neck. Now that I'm done with the drafting, I'm just going to cut it out, as you can see in the video. So I'm equally making sure that they are equal, because they are faced together. If one bend one side, it will change the shape of the other end. So make sure that they are equal while cutting. Okay, so now that we are done with that, I'm just going to slant this end a little bit to help give it more relaxed form or shape on the shirt, you understand? So this is how it is supposed to look like when you fold it, you understand? So now that we are done with the drafting of the actual shape of how we want our shirt color to look like, then we are now going to gum it on the fabric. Okay, so moving on, you can see that I have a little space down while ironing it. Yes, I'm leaving a little half of an inch space at the down part while ironing. Then after I've gummed it, you can see that I folded the half inch up like this. You can see that I folded it up like this and ironed it down as well. So now we are done with the ironing. We are simply going to go to the machine and do the stitching. Alright. Now this part that I folded, I'm now going to run a straight stitch on top of it. Okay, so we are done with that. The next thing we are now going to do is to face. You can see that this is the front as well. So I'm facing this. The front is also going to face the front as well. You understand? So this is the one I'm going to use for the back. Now I'm placing this one on top of it, and now I'm going to run my stitches around the shape. You can see that I have half inches down as well. Then so I'm running the stitches around it. But now the stitch is not going to be on top of this stiff neck that I use for the frame. Okay, so I'm running it just close to the frame but not on top of it. Do not run your stitches on top of the material of the stiff neck. That's the white material that you're seeing. Okay, so it could be close around it, as you can see. Alright, so we're done with that. Now the next thing is to cut off the extras. That's the extra materials, all these extra fabrics. So you're just going to cut them off and then turn it over. Alright, so we are done with that. Now pay attention to the edges. I'm going to make a little notch on the edges. That will help it to turn over easily and perfectly. You can see right there, I made a little notch there so that it will be easy to turn. Alright, so when you cut off the extras, you make a little notch at the edges. Those parts that has a little L shape, that looks like an L shape, you make a little notch there so that it will be easy to turn. Okay, so now that we are done with that, alright, so now I'm using my scissors to point out the edges. anything that is going to help you point it out easily must not be the scissors. Just make sure that the edges are sharp and pointed. Okay, so now that we are done with that, yeah, the next thing now is to run the stitches around it. Okay, so that's exactly what we are going to do. Now you can see that I'm going to leave a little space down. I'm not stitching it from the beginning point, so I'm just leaving a little space there. So this way I'm going to start and then just stitch it all around the material. Now I'm going to run a straight stitch at the center just to differentiate the base from the other side. Okay, yeah, so now our color is ready. All we need is to iron it properly and then fix it. Now I'm cutting off the extras. I'm not cutting off everything, but I'm just making it look equal and straight. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. So I'm folding it into two. I'm making a notch at the center just so you can identify the center of the fabric. Okay, so now this is what it looks like. Yeah, so we are now going to attach it to the shirt. Alright, so this is the shirt, and then we're also going to make a notch at the center of the neck. Right, by folding it into two, you identify the center and make a notch there. So now while stitching it, placing a notch together with the other side, front to front. Hope you understand, front to front. Then you lift up the other side, the side that was folded, and then stitch the other end. You understand? Now this is very simple and easy, as you can see in the video. Now we are starting from the center and going to the other end, but now we are starting from this, from the beginning point and then meeting it at the center. So okay, it is better to start at the center. By dividing it this way, you kind of make it equal, more like how you fix a sleeve on a shirt. It's easier starting from the center. Now you stitch it and bring it back to the center point, and then at this point the collar is 90% ready. Now you can see that I'm folding in the extra, those stitches inside, and then I'm simply going to run my stitch on top of it. Alright, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Run my stitches on top of it, and while I'm stitching it, I'm moving it inside and then covering it up with this other side. Hope you understand that. Now I'm adding a size tag to it. Yeah, so I want to add a size tag to it. Yeah, so if you're also adding a size tag, this is how to do it. Alright, so the work is done. I hope you understand. Thanks for watching. If you watch to this point, leave a comment in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, so that I'll be motivated to do more. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, now we're done, and we're simply going to iron it and fold it, you understand? So the work is complete here. Thanks for watching, really, and like, share, and subscribe. You can see that looking very clean and smooth. Yeah.